I'm telling you, the next time, if the WNBA does not cash in on this with Caitlin Clark, it's done. It's a wrap. Because the next time they will remotely be able to do this, it will be 3 years down the line when Hannah Hidalgo, Fawali, Juju Watkins, Michaela Williams are all eligible to go into the draft. Just because they're building their brand now. And something that will provide more conversation for us is talking about the women's game because Iowa versus South Carolina, that was a barn burner. Like, that went down to the wire.
I watched it. That is literally, in my 33 years of living, that is the first time I have ever watched the pregame for any game, period. I don't watch pregame for college football. That's the first time I've sat there and I watched them. I watched the pregame of them shooting around, joking. I'm like, all right, I'm locked in.
So what did you think of the game overall?
Oh, the game was amazing. The game was amazing. I watched it from start to finish. Right. It was amazing.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I was more impressed with, and I wish LSU would have taken this approach. I was most impressed with Raven Johnson and how she didn't shut down clamps. She didn't shut down Caitlin Clark, but she did enough to knock Caitlin Clark off of her game and make Iowa utilize the auxiliary players.
The job that you're supposed to do with, how can I put this? When you play against any star, you're not going to shut them down. You're not. Whether it was Jordan, Kobe, LeBron, Magic, whomever that star is, D-Wade, you have to understand you're not going to shut them down. But you can control them.
Yep.
And not let them just go slap off. Caitlin Clark still ended up with what? 30-some points, 40 points.
She still had her game.
She still had her game. But when Raven Johnson was on her, she was 3 for 8? 3 for 7? Something like that. Johnson picked her pocket 4 times. You take that right there. I pick your pocket 4 times. We go down, we scored. I think one of them ended in a 3. I think the other 3 ended in 2s. So we go down and we score. Let's just say that's a free 8 points we got right there. And not only that, I done got in your head. So now you really trying to pay attention. And now you feel like y'all are down. So now you feel like, okay, you got to hustle. And she started to rush her shots. Several of her shots kissed the rim. That tells me that you're rushing your shot.
Yeah. And bro, I'm telling you, like,
she did her job.
It's amazing that when you look at it, UConn and South Carolina's game plans were pretty much the same. They were like, okay, we're going to allow the star to do what they do, but we're not going to allow the other players to do what
the auxiliary players.
And so, man, I thought that was good, and I just want to give kudos where kudos are due. South Carolina, for Dawn Staley to win. This is her third in 3 years.
Yeah, it's her second in 3 years, and she has a total of 3.
Yeah, that's a big deal. She's the first black female head coach to do that.
South Carolina is 100 and her record right now is 109 and she 109 and 4, I think. But that's ridiculous.
Regardless, it's a great record. And man, so I saw something. It was either on ESPN or it was probably ESPN because I don't watch FS1. I just don't. It is what it is. But they were having a discussion on why the women's game is getting more viewership, right? And for me, it's kind of simple, but I really want to get your perspective on this. For the women's game, they are required to spend 4 years in college before they can go to the WNBA, right? Whereas the men's game, it's what, one and done is what you can do.
It's one and done, or I think it's one and done. I think
it's either one and done or two and done. One of the two, right?
Yeah.
And that time in which they're in college, those 4 years, they're able to build a brand, especially with NIL now.
Yeah.
So now us fans have came up with those players as they build that brand.
Yeah.
And we're more invested in them. Whereas with the men's game, one and done, like, we may get to see you for 1 year and then you go off to the league and it's like there's no connection built. But
No,
between me
and
and the
God
player
forbid
outside of me just
you
liking
get
your team.
injured.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So for me, it's not shocking that the women's game is garnering so much more attention than the men's game right now, especially at the college level, especially. And well, I mean, what do you think about that? Like, do you think there's any other reason why it's gaining more attention than the men's game in college?
So for me, I agree with that. The only other reason that I can see is the women that have been coming up these past few years, they're now, quote unquote, and don't crucify me for this, but they're allowed now to show more emotion and to show more passion and to not get shunned by doing so.
Angel Reese,
like
Caitlin Clark,
the villain against the hero, like, and like she said, like Angel Reese said, she does not hate Caitlin Clark. Like, she congratulated her, like, off the court, like she congratulated her on social media, like she said, she doesn't hate her. But when they're on the court, bro, I don't like you. My job is to beat you. Period.
It's like what Kevin Garnett said when with Joakim Noah. They were in a game, and Joakim they were shooting free throws, right? And they were on opposite sides of the free throw line. And Joakim was telling KG, like, hey, I'm a big fan of yours. Like, how do you do that move? And this is in game. And Kevin Garnett said,
bro, like,
yo, I'm not gonna say what he said because we're on YouTube, but he said you can miss me with it.
We know Kevin Garnett.
Lord,
we know.
Yeah, you can miss me with all that. Like, we ain't got time for that. So, and I agree with what you're saying. Like, if we're gonna have that same energy with the men's game, like, yo, that's just competitive spirit. It needs to be just like that with the women's game. And I feel like
that's it.
We're in the point where that is starting to finally be accepted.
And that is what's going to pull people to the game.
Yeah.
Like, this game, first of all, this game had more viewers than the men's game.
Of course.
For starters. This game was the second most viewed game in history, I believe.
Yeah.
It peaked at 24.2 million viewers. Wow. And it stayed at, I think, like right around 18.6 million viewers. So that tells you that people are there to see these reactions, to see the girl do the pump fake layup, do the behind the back, do the crossover, do the three from the Caitlin Clark, hitting the three from the logo. Like, they're there to see that. Like, I want to see it. I need to see this. This is why I'm here. I'm not here for her to shoot the three and then she just jog back down court.
Nah,
like,
you can't.
Like, nah, bro. I need to see some emotion. Like, think about this for a second. If all players show no emotion and they just went out there and played,
it'd be boring as hell.
That'd be boring as hell. That is why the women's game was the way that it was, because there was no emotion being shown. If emotion was shown, they got ticked. They got a foul if they got in their opponent's face, if they, gave them a chest bump or something. Like, all of these things. is what prevented the women's game from advancing.
Yeah, you're right.
Now you have that.
Yep.
And with these young, I'm not gonna say girls, with these young women coming up, oh bruh, it's gonna be beautiful.
Oh yeah.
It's gonna be so much better. In South Carolina with them freshmen,
Bruh.
it's over.
It's amazing. We are in the point in time where the women's game is only going to go up. I mean, Fuwali from South Carolina, Hidalgo from Notre Dame, Michaela Williams at LSU, Juju Watkins at USC. Bro, we are catching them in their infancy, in the precipice of this NIL era, and it's only going to skyrocket from here, bro.
It's beautiful.
It's beautiful. So I love where the game is going.
Oh, absolutely.
Now, I have another question for you, right? We were kind of talking about this during pre-production. I have my own opinions about it, but of course, I want to hear yours. So,
all right, what you got?
Diana Taurasi, right? Great player. Great player in her own right. She made comments essentially saying, and we'll have it posted up here. We'll have it posted up here for y'all, or linked in the description below.
Sit up in my chair.
That essentially, Caitlin Clark's game is not going to be able to, it won't transition to the WNBA. Like, she will not be able to do those long distance threes that she's doing now in the WNBA. Now,
why not?
But essentially,
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Essentially, because it's a grown women's game, is what she's alluding to. Which, of course, the WNBA is composed of the best. Not here to deny that, but what I will say is that when Caitlin Clark gets to the WNBA, it's not going to be demanded of her to do everything that she's doing in college right now, because she is going to be surrounded with the best of the best.
The best of the best.
And secondly, I think they're already talking about her going to, I want to say Indiana has the #1 pick.
I think so.
She's going to have Aaliyah Boston. Caitlin Clark is, her vision is out of this world. So her assist game is going to go crazy. So
yes,
she's a female version of Steph Curry. That's it. So I want to know, do you think Diana Taurasi is really out of pocket with this comment? Does it sound like she's jealous, or is she just being jealous, or is it something else? Like, or does she have validity in what she's saying?
For starters, I think she's trying to stir the pot, and most people stir the pot clockwise.
Okay.
She's trying to stir the pot counterclockwise with this back end comment. When you look at it, when you look at Caitlin Clark game, she has the handles.
Facts.
She has the shooting, which is a given.
Facts.
But what people don't really, because the shooting overshadows her ability to drive to the hole.
Yes.
We saw that against South Carolina. We saw that against LSU.
Yeah.
So if a player has those three facets of the game, shooting, handles, and the ability to drive to the hole, the cherry on top for her is her vision.
Yeah.
Because no matter what team it is, if she drives to the hole, she's going to collapse that defense. You're not just going to keep letting her go one-on-one because she's going to score. Or she either going to score or she's going to get the foul. Yeah. They said the same thing about Steph Curry when he was at Davidson. Oh, his shooting is not going to transition to the NBA.
Look at it now. Bro.
3 rings later, 4 rings later, a unanimous MVP, the only player in NBA history to get a unanimous MVP. Look like it translated pretty. You got people wearing Golden State jerseys that don't know what Golden State is.
You fact.
Like,
or where it's at.
Or where it's at. So I don't agree with that comment. Now, will she immediately go into the league and make a gigantic splash? Probably not. But give her time to develop.
Yeah.
Because, like you said, she is going in. It's two things. One, on the plus side, she's going in with the best of the best. So she doesn't have to worry about taking on, the team as a whole.
Yeah.
On the flip side of that, she is going in with the best of the best. So she has to develop. Her game has to develop to fit the WNBA.
No, I agree.
But do I think that she can make a difference? Yes, because bro, come on, let's be honest. What is the NBA at? What is the NBA right now? The 3.
Yeah.
That's what the NBA is. It's the 3. Did Curry ruin the game? Maybe
Played
so.
a part in it.
But he changed the game. He showcased that you can be down by 25 points and all of a sudden you're up by 12.
Yeah.
It's like, wait, what the hell happened?
Yeah.
Like, coach, we was just up. Yeah, now y'all down.
No, you're right,
like that, and she has that ability. That's why Raven Johnson, to me, deserves way more credit than what she has been getting from that game, because you take Raven Johnson off of Caitlin Clark, South Carolina loses. Because all of her players fed off of her. If you watched enough Iowa games, you know that they feed off of her ability to shoot the 3.
Yep.
It's like everybody else gains skill on shooting the 3 when they see her making them. It's like, okay, I'm good.
They aren't the same.
Everybody started wetting. The only other person that was balling was the center, and Stokey. She was the only person that was pretty much ball, but she's at center.
Yeah.
Everybody else fed off of Caitlin. So Taurasi, she's entitled to her opinion. I don't agree with it.
So
at all.
I think, and maybe this is a little bit extreme, while you're entitled to your opinion doesn't mean your opinion needed to be heard, because that was stupid. And the reason I say that is let's look at it like this. So news came out. I'm just keeping it a bean. This is what we're here for.
This man's stupid. He's stupid. Like,
so recently news came out that Ice Cube and Big 3 offered Caitlin Clark $5 million for 3 years, I think.
Yeah, I think 3 years.
All right.
Yeah.
If she's garnering that much attention from the Big 3, right?
Yeah.
Just imagine how much money, viewership, sponsorship she's going to bring to the WNBA. Now, if she does that, that means that more money is coming to the WNBA, which means the WNBA has more money to pay you all.
Pay out.
Which means, Diana Taurasi, your salary goes up.
Yeah, because I think they did just on the base calculations, she would make, I think, $76,000.
Yeah, $76,000
in WNBA. But that's just from the WNBA.
We're not talking sponsorships. We're not talking brand deals, anything like that.
And so when you look at it like that, it's like $5 million versus $76,000. That's just the face value.
Yeah.
But what am I getting? What am I getting on the back?
Yeah.
This?
And bro, that's what infuriated me most about Diana Taurasi. I'm like, bro, it's cool that you have your opinion, but your opinion is rooted in ignorance. Because you're literally slapping the hand that's going to feed you, because he is going to bring more money into the organization. she's gonna bring more viewership into the organization, which that's what y'all have been crying about since in 1996 when the WNBA was started.
Yeah.
Y'all want more viewership. Why aren't people paying attention to the women's game? Caitlin Clark is going to be the sole reason why people will start paying attention to the women's game. And you want to talk shit. Like,
yeah. As much as I love Angel Reese, and all of the other, female, Cardosa and all of them, Caitlin Clark is the reason.
Yeah.
Like, let's not dissuade ourselves. Let's not put on blinders and say, oh, it's all of them.
No, it's not. It's her.
It's her. It's her. Like, the only other situation, and this is an extreme, the only other situation that I could see creating a bigger push for the WNBA is if Staley went to the WNBA.
Yeah.
That's it.
Maybe.
That's the only.
Maybe.
That's the only one that I could see coming close to that. Because, and this is another, and like I said, I kept up with this I've been keeping up with this for the longest. The women's NCAA tickets were 3 times the price of the men's.
Yeah.
Once again, y'all talking about money? It's coming in. Like I said, don't bite or slap the hand that's feeding you. Like, don't get it twisted in thinking that, okay, I can make my opinion. I can say what I want to say because it may be rooted in jealousy. It may be rooted in you're just a highly opinionated person. I don't know Taurasi, so I can't say. But looking at it on face value, which is all we have to go about, likes to be like some jealousies in there. Like, got a few sprinkles.
Sprinkle.
So,
or drizzle.
Yeah, you just sprinkle. Like, drip. Like, come on, bro. You take Caitlin Clark out of this situation. No, everybody wants to see the 3 ball.
I'm telling
period.
You, the next time, if the WNBA does not cash in on this with Caitlin Clark, it's done. It's a wrap. Because the next time they will remotely be able to do this, it will be 3 years down the line when Hannah Hidalgo, Fawali, Juju Watkins, Michaela Williams are all eligible to go into the draft just because they're building their brand now. I'm telling you, bro,
you're gonna have to wait 4 years.
If the WNBA fucks this up, ain't no saving it.
No, you can't, and I don't see how you can because you already like Caitlin Clark, and I don't blame her. Like, no disrespect to Ice Cube. I'm not going to the Big 3. For what? Like, for what?
I wouldn't. The bag is nice, but I wouldn't.
The bag is essentially nice, but I don't see the appeal. Like, after I done accomplished what I need to accomplish in the actual professional league, then yeah, I'll come holler at you.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to leave college and knowing that I am going to be a top 3 pick in the WNBA.
Yeah.
And arguably the number 1 pick in WNBA and be like, nah.
Yeah.
I'm going to go over here to the big. No.
Yeah, nah.
I don't.
That ain't it, man. That ain't it.
I can't remember I can't remember what celebrity said it, but they was like, who would go over there to that Project League? And I'm like, no, don't say that.
That Project League.
I give him credit. I give him credit for, for making the league. But it's not going to eclipse the WNBA. Like, it's just not. Like, the women's goal is to make it, that plays basketball, is to make it to the WNBA, period.
But before we move on, this just happened.
What?
Tara Van Derveer, the head coach of Stanford, the women's basketball team.
Yeah, I
Retiring.
see it.
Wild. 38 years. Kudos to
38
you.
years.
Because that
Time. I'm calling it.
what
Calling it. I'm calling it. Like 38.
That's wild.
I'm
That's
done.
wild. She's been coaching longer than we've been alive.
Yeah. You got me by 5 years.
So
that's a long.
Hey,
it's a long time.
Y'all, let us know what y'all think. Let us know what y'all think about the women's game. Do y'all think that it's going to continue garnering more attention? Is this the prime time for the WNBA to really get in their bag? And also, was Diana Taurasi just being ignorant in her comments? Was she being jealous? Let us know. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Be a friend, share with a friend. All right. Keep pushing us out there in that algorithm.